What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Big Killzown on your phone. The money still long, and the team is forever, ever strong. And well, actually, hold up. This is
Mhm.
this is Daija's podcast. So
Right.
I'm
This is
let her.
my podcast. What are you doing?
I just as soon as the light come, as
Hey,
soon as
yo,
that
you
line come
so
on.
accustomed doing your own shit, but I'm not even gonna fault you.
No, it's just introduce. But I gotta let you introduce the show. Like,
Yes.
damn.
This is the Truth Be Told podcast by Daija and Killzown Jones. Of course, you guys know like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. I
Hmm.
told y'all I was gonna appear on camera. I wasn't gonna let y'all down this week.
She fine, ain't she?
But
She fine, ain't she?
anyway, you want to get down to it, or you just want to?
No,
I'm
we
following
get
your lead.
no, but no, you supposed to be leading, ma'am.
He wouldn't let me lead just a few minutes ago, but y'all see that, right? Okay.
Hey,
So this episode is about generational curses. And we're going to get in a little bit in depth what that means to each of us and individually, however you want to do it from a man's point of view, from a woman's point of view. Let's do this. Ready?
mm,
Okay.
yep,
Want to start?
yeah. So I feel like when it comes to black and brown people, when it comes to
Minority.
minorities in general, because Deja is part Indian,
Part.
and
I'm full. Don't do that. Don't discredit me, baby. Wait a minute.
no, okay. Um, I wasn't discrediting you, man, but I was
You
saying,
was. You was.
well, I um I know me personally. I've had
How
some,
do you know me?
huh?
How do you know me?
I know you.
He don't know me.
Yes, I
Anyway,
do. Yes,
continue
I
with the
do.
generational curses.
So what I'm saying is, as far as generational curses go, um, I feel like it's a lot of them that some of them that we knowingly partake in, and some of them that we don't. I feel like
Mm.
people that are people that grow up and that they grow up in single parent homes, that's a generational curse because we know that a family unit is needed. Now, some people will argue, hey, I just want to have my kid, and some people can be functioning um, adults with a single parent. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, especially for a
Right.
man, I feel like both parents is needed. Like you would get away with a single mother if you have like with a woman with a young girl because
Mhm.
you're going to be able to see how she moves. Now you could
Right.
require, if you are moving in a way that is speaking to her being a woman and being a being, ladylike and then being a wife. Like, cause I know people. I got a coworker. She was married twice. She was married with her her daughter's father, and then she got
Mm.
married again. She had a stepfather, but they broke up. And
Mm.
so, what I'm saying, basically, what I'm saying, but through it all, now she's married. What I'm saying? She's not dealing with, any generational curses because she's married. She's got a career, he's got a career, and they're doing great. But I feel like with a man, if you don't have a man to really teach you, you can't really learn that from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a single, like if it's the same, if the same, if the child is the same sex as the single parent, then it'll work better. You know what I'm saying? You'll miss certain things like the the woman will miss having the dad around to embrace her and show her how a man is supposed to love on the woman and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But the common thing I say is more boys that are growing up rather than men, and that's a generational curse that we had to break because men have to grow up. If they grow up with their mother, yeah, they learn how to be respectful and they learn how to conduct business and do certain things, but it's certain things as a man that you don't learn. And I feel like because there are less men out here, and there's a lot of boys that are grown up, that creates problems because you're dealing with people who don't know, how to men that don't know how to control their emotions and how to speak up and speak out because women, they could be opinionated and things of that nature, but it's a man's job to be a man at the end of the day and lead and speak his piece. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that the woman gotta she gonna follow in his footsteps or follow his lead or she not. You know,
Right.
but that's one of the big generational curse that that I've seen. Like, do you have any other ones?
Well, you spoke from a man's point of view, so I want to speak from a female's point of view of a product of a teenage mother and a dad. Um, my point of view with generational curses, they said it's not trying to be defined by ancestors past or, your parents past or, so on and so forth. Um, I grew up in a guardianship household. So I didn't grow up like single parent, none of that. My grandmother raised me, and because my mother and my father, they were young. And I broke those curses by God, knowing God, of course, and about just trying to do things the correct way. I
Mm,
wanted better for myself. But that's something that you have to be indulged in. You have to really get in touch with knowing who you are and knowing what you want and what you deserve. And being a product of teenage parenthood, mm, it was a lot of stigmas. It was a lot of like, you're gonna turn out to be like your parents, or you're gonna turn out to, what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't um a positive thing, and it plays on your self-esteem as a young woman coming up, because as a teenage woman you still trying to figure out who you are going into adulthood. And sometimes when you don't have a mother or father to participate in those roles, it affects you in a different level that you can don't even understand, like depression. Depression is a main factor, because you start to feel like you're not good enough to receive, love, or receive certain gifts that God has afforded you, because of the stigma that's attached to your life, right? So it becomes like you carry that childhood trauma throughout an adulthood, and it plays into who you start dating, who is your friends, who is the family that's around you. It affects every day of your life. And
mm,
if we don't deal with those traumas, we can never heal. And the way we deal with those traumas is sometimes a therapy. I had to go through a lot of therapy as a kid because I was just so rebellious, because I didn't understand my situation. So I went through therapy. I went through, getting involved with church, and just try to find positive outlets, because I was such in a dark space, because I didn't fully understand who I was yet, and without proper guidance, like being raised from an older generation. They don't really understand, like they sympathize, but they don't get it. Because it's a different era. They don't understand how modern world works. So trying to navigate, who you are with the older woman is difficult. And you don't have nobody to understand you. So, you act out on different ways. And I got labeled as mean and but I was just going through what they called of teenage adolescent behavior, which it played a lot into my everyday life, and I had to break that curse, because if I didn't, Lord knows where I would be. you know.
Mhm.
So it's like I wasn't gonna. I made up in my mind that I wasn't gonna be a statistic. I'm not gonna be a statistic, you know. So I mean, and that's what people have to. I mean, give an account for. You know, you're better than that. You're worthy more than that in my
Mhm.
eyes. You know, but you have to want that. Nobody can want that for you. So
Mhm.
going back to that and how it intertwines with relationships with generational curses, how do you think that generation's curses plays and affects to relationships?
Um, and shout out everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out John, shout out Cryro, everybody that's in the chat, everybody jumping in comments in the comment section. I feel like it plays in the relationships because you still haven't found yourself, or you haven't you
Mm.
haven't dealt with that trauma. And then once you come in a relationship, you trying to love on this person and that person's trying to love on you, but y'all still dealing with all of this madness and chaos within inside of yourselves. So then that tends to come out because now your insecurities are playing on your mind and playing on your heart. So you can't really fully trust that person. You know what I'm saying? You can't really fully open up to that person. And it's like y'all are constantly butting heads, and then it affects y'all relationship because now you didn't deal with your trauma, they didn't deal with their trauma, and now it's starting to bubble up. And in certain things you probably still dealing with, like if you taking care of family members, or you got dysfunctional family and stuff like that. So it's
And then
kind
you
of
got
unless.
those families, and then wait a minute, you have those families that don't want to talk about it either. So
Oh yeah,
you got those families that be like, well, I don't feel like we should get in that because I mean the past is the past, you know. So it's like those wounds never heal either.
mm-hmm,
You know, people be like, I feel like we should just move on because it does us nothing, to talk about. I mean, it is what it is.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hello,
So
everybody. I'm sorry. Hi, because I don't want
yeah,
y'all to think I'm rude.
but yeah, so it's like it's you know it takes a toll on it, but I think it takes two people that are grown enough to kind of see past that. When you young and you trying to have a relationship and you still dealing with that, it ain't gonna work out. Like you kind of have to grow up and get a little bit more mature, because I'm seeing a lot of people get married and stuff like that now, and they're young and things of that nature. But I'm also seeing a lot of people kind of break up. I see, and especially in the quarantine, because they've had to
Because
spend
they
time
found
like.
out more about each other. Yeah, like they were forced to really get to know their partner and really get to know. Like now they said divorce rates is up. So it's like
Hmm.
that's alarming because it's like now you're forced to spend the days and nights with your partner. You have no choice. You ain't got nowhere to go.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
now, like I said, it's just about healing. I feel like generational curses pertaining to your relationship, you need to do your healing, not within your relationship, but on your own individually, because there's some answers you're not going to be, nobody's responsible for your happiness but you. So if you're not happy, you have to find out what makes you happy. And if you have not healed, me personally, you have no business to be in a relationship
Hmm. Yep.
because you can't carry that emotional baggage. That's not somebody else's responsibility. They're not accountable for how other people have hurt you,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
So you definitely gotta be able to be honest with yourself, and then be honest with really, because I mean I could attest to that. Like I was still very much running from myself for a long time. I'm talking about for a long time. Like it's kind of like this scene in the Lion King where
Simba
Simba
ran
was
away.
yeah, and it was like I was running away. It wasn't that I was literally running away, but I was like figuratively running away because I was going from like relationship to relationship to relationship to
Right.
relationship, and I was thinking, okay, well, this woman gonna be the answer to my problem. She just gonna love me, and I'ma just it's everything is just gonna be it's gonna be all love. I'm gonna be healed. We gonna make it like it's gonna be peachy key. But then I
Mhm.
learned that okay, not only are you responsible for um not only are you responsible for your insecurities or your faults or your whatever. Now you responsible for this other person. Now you responsible for their feelings, and then you got to make sure that they well being and they needs and everything is met. So it was just like then I was like, okay, well, I'm doing all of this stuff trying and I'm proving that, but they got they generational curses and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
what I'm saying, like it just it kept compounding to like my last relationship where I literally put myself
He
to the
dated a
side.
single woman. He dated a single mama,
Whoa, whoa,
y'all.
whoa, 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 whoa! You gotta put it
Whoa,
back.
whoa, whoa, my ass. That's great to talk about.
I mean, but I
I mean,
mean,
because
here,
you did it for the first time, and now you know. Like, that's all I was gonna
well,
say.
I mean, I was gonna let me tell it, but damn,
What?
it's certain
We
things
be
that
honest, and this is truth be told, right, y'all? So
yeah,
let
yeah,
let the
but
truth let
certain
the
things,
truth set you free.
yeah, but certain things gotta, certain
All
things,
I was gonna say is he dated a single mother for the first time, and he learned some different things. That's all I was gonna say.
yeah, yeah.
Why I do all of that?
Well, I'm just saying certain things you just gotta, you have to, as a
Yeah,
man,
whatever.
you gotta come and bring it to the forefront.
We
This is
we
like,
we have
this
we have open you guys off air. We have open conversation. So
yeah.
like, there's no mystery here.
No, it ain't. But I'm saying to when you bring it to the people, and I told the story before, but it's just and people that's watching this first is just like it's just like Usher
Yeah.
singing. It's like Usher singing Confessions, and then Chili come out and say, "Wait, he cheated on
Wait
me,
a
y'all."
minute. Why you gotta do you and these celebrities, child? Look,
No,
I
I'm just using
cannot.
it up
Hmm.
top. But what I'm saying is this. It's like and to kind of protect the anonymity of certain things. But like I said, learning that for the first time because I was anti single mom, you know, and then I learned a lot of things about myself, and I learned a lot of things about I've learned through that relationship, and then something that happened that really
No,
humbled me.
but tell the people what you have learned about yourself regarding that incident.
Well, I mean, I just learned that you had to, first of all, like when you're dealing with like a single mother or whatever, especially like they're looking, or a single father, they're looking for somebody that is going to help them in, lightening that load. And then you have to humble yourself because some people going as a man, I'm speaking for because it's some say I can't speak, and maybe Deja can speak from the female perspective. But as a man coming into it, you want to be the man of the house. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to teach, instruct, discipline, and everything else like that. But if the child's mother isn't trusting of you to do that, then it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And then you got as a man, you also had to go and get it on paper because if something was to happen in a situation with the child and you had to discipline them or whatever, like you had to get it on paper while you're in a relationship, and you had to get it on paper in a marriage. Like that has to be a part of your marital agreement. You know what I'm saying, or your nuptial agreement. Like you have to have, I would say, pre and on the marriage, on the actual deed for the marriage. Like you have to have that in writing so that if there's any misconceptions, that what I'm saying, and then all the parties involved, the parent, both parents had to sign it. That part of it has to be in writing so that people know the laws and everybody know it. It's not there's no gray area. There's no this person hit my child or whatever the case may be because she get mad and get pissed off at you and now she want to call the police. She can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so much red tape that you have to kind of like navigate through. And it's almost like, if you don't have kids, then you probably shouldn't date. Now, I'm not saying
You
it.
shouldn't date, no.
Yeah, if you don't have kids, you shouldn't be, dating
And
somebody with.
that's not saying that everybody is like, because I feel like our situations dealing with single parents are different. But like, if you think you can handle it, that's fine. But personally, that's not the best situation for you,
No.
especially when you don't have children of your. Now, if you got kids, maybe y'all can do the Brady Bunch thing. But if you are free, you living your life, you single, you getting your own money, you're not responsible for nobody. I wouldn't do that.
Hmm.
You
And
know.
I feel like when you know what I'm saying, like I just feel like I learned so much about myself, and then it helped me though because it kind of slowed me down, both literally and physically. But you know what I'm saying, I got better. I really had time to sit down and think, and it kept me out the streets during the quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Um, and really, I was able to be content with myself. Like I realized that I didn't have to settle. I didn't have to
Mm.
compromise. I learned a lot of different things. Like I could stand up and be a man and not feel like, and not fear that rejection. Because for a long time, I was always like, up until recently, as I became a man and stepping out, I was always quiet. I was always shy. I was always to myself. And as I got older, I wanted to be out there and be accepted. And then that turned into, no, I wanted to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I could be a lone wolf if I needed to be, but I had to learn. And then I realized, okay, it's a lot of people that's in my position that's coming up here in these cities, in these streets. I need to. That's why I wanted to share these things and share this on YouTube because it's a lot of brothers going through the same thing. They trying to figure out who they are. They've been raised by their mom, and it's not saying that it's bad, but it's just certain things you got to learn about life and this game and dating and all these other different things. And then it helps also if you able to deal with an accountable woman, because a lot of women, they want what they want,
Yeah.
and it's just like this. It's like you had to come in. You had to be a man to be able to walk away if the woman ain't gonna be accountable, if she's not going to be,
For her
for her
actions,
actions.
yeah.
And you got to still be accountable. And if you are, if she not, then you got to excuse yourself. Now, but if you, I ain't saying be out here being a complete a hole and be cheating on her and dogging her out and all of that. Then expect her to do the same, to be 100. But if you are, and she can't receive that because maybe her trauma and her generational curses that she dealt with is just trash men. So she feel like she don't even deserve you. She feel like she not even worthy of you, and why are you wasting your time on? Because I've had plenty of women say, "Why are you dating me? Why are you messing with me?
For
Why are you
real?
even getting me?" Yeah,
You lying?
no, for real, no cap. You know what I'm
What?
saying? Like
Women, what are y'all doing?
they going bad. They going bad. Like they be like, why are you even here? Like
Well, I feel like that stems from self-esteem. Like, I feel like a lot of things, people don't value themselves as much as they do nowadays. But they value these memes and these social people. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, my fucking camera is off the chain right now. Hold on. Um, Now what the hell is up with my camera? I'm sorry. You're gonna have to edit that out.
no, that's
Um,
good. You good. It's just you just gotta keep it. You just gotta keep it
no,
steady.
like my thing is just like my little web, just I don't know.
You
Anyway,
good? You still
no,
good? It's gonna be a little bit of a delay, and then depend like if you use, it's always gonna be like that on the cell phone cam.
you're
But you
gonna still have
good?
to edit. We're gonna talk after this. So you're gonna have to edit some stuff out. But anyway,
Oh,
yes, you are.
oh Lord, see
No,
there she
it
go.
stems from a lot of
There she go. Talking about you gotta edit it. We keep it
yeah,
rocking
you
over
gonna
here.
edit it out.
Oh,
You
cause
used
we
to
ain't
your
gonna have
stuff
it.
being imperfect, okay? Let's not do that. But
No, I'm
anyway,
talking about. Wait.
you said what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
no, I was saying go ahead because certain
Oh no,
things
what I'm
like
saying is it goes from. Go ahead, because you like to talk over me.
go ahead. I was
Mm-mm.
quiet. No, that's
He
all I
was
was saying.
lying.
Go back to finishing your thought because I was sitting here.
Okay, well, my thought was, like I said, a lot of things stem from um, insecurity and not valuing yourself, and basically just, I guess, like I said, struggling with self worth, self acceptance, and childhood trauma. I feel like matter of fact, childhood trauma should be our next subject because I have a lot to say
Mm,
about childhood trauma. So I'm
mm,
gonna save that for the next time.
um, I would say like I didn't really well my childhood trauma.
We said we're gonna save it. Mm-mm.
You talking
Don't
about
say
what?
it
You talking about for what? The
for
next
the next
episode?
time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I feel I noticed that with women and with guys too. Like I feel like guys, we don't do it in a relationship. We do it before we make our approach. Like we'll date women that feel like it's on our level, or we feel like we could get. Like and women, y'all are exact opposite. Y'all gonna shoot for the moon and aim for the stars
Here
and
we
get
go
the
with
guy.
this y'all thing. Would you
Well,
stop with the y'all shit?
no, but I'm
This is
saying
not a y'all thing.
it's not a okay. But I'm saying with women, most
No.
women,
No.
y'all have more confidence in your. And I say y'all, it's not a
I
derog, it's not
wish.
a us versus them thing. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
it's a
still,
thing
but you
with
putting
women.
everybody in this
Okay,
little box.
with
No.
most women,
And he gonna still do it.
every woman wants. No, I'm saying most women want, and they still and they go after and they strive after. It doesn't matter if you big, small, short, or tall. You have an ideal man in your head, and what I say, this is the positive about women. You have an idea in your head about what type of man that you gonna want and want to get, and y'all have enough patience to wait. Women have enough patience to wait on that. Whereas guys, you see it with the rise of like OnlyFans and the hub and all of these different things. Like
Hmm.
guys are settling or
So
be in.
basically, you saying that men don't have restraint.
Most of us don't. If we been if we our game ain't tight and we not pulling the women that we want to pull, or we not getting that same we not getting the women that we feel like we should get. We feel like we fall back and then okay, if this chick come along, the wind blow and she said hi, now she's in love with me, or I the first chick that want to be in a relationship,
Oh
like
God.
and as you level up as a because again a lot of us are starting off with being in single parent households, and they have tried they hardest to Bobby Boucher us because they are already embarrassed that they got, and it's I think it's even more of an embarrassment to have a little boy than having a little girl because the little girl y'all kind of falling in line with if it's your mama or even your grandmama. But the little boy is different because it's like, dang, he with his mama, he ain't with his daddy. You know, like people, the mindset is different when people see you, and it's not necessarily that you tripping off of it. It's just the way that how society has built it up to work. So now you
So,
grew
like,
up,
let me
you ain't
ask
learned.
you this. So, like, let me ask you this. From being a product
Mhm.
of a single parent household, right? Do you feel like a woman can really raise a little boy to be a man?
No, she can raise him to
Why did
be
you say now? Why did you say that?
because you cannot a woman cannot show a man how to fully be a man. You could be raised to be respectful, you could raised to be hardworking, you could raised to be intelligent, you can raised to be clean, you could be raised all these different things. But when it comes to being a man and being a man to stand on your square, being a man to want highly for yourself, being a man to be to be confident in yourself, that's something that it has to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? And some,
He said his mama did it. Wait a
yeah, I
minute.
mean,
Uh-oh.
but see, see, that's sometimes now, Arthur. That's sometimes that's some guys get the game and they learn it on their own, or they learn it vicariously through other people, or They mama could be real G with it, and then they encourage them to go out here and learn, and they put them around men to really show them to be men. But there's a lot of mothers who they're not putting them around these different men that make them to be sharks or to be wolves that know how to hunt and know how to go get what they want, especially when it pertains to a woman. And so it's like you've been raised to, lower your voice. You've been raised to, kind of be a little docile. You've been, and it's subconscious. It's not nothing that's done on purpose, and it's nothing wrong. But you have to grow out of it. Like I had this conversation with my mother all the time. I had to tell her, do not get offended because at 18, I needed to learn to control my emotions, control my urges, control my habits, control
So
these
you
different
had
things.
this conversation with your mother.
Yeah, we have it all the
Mm.
time. We have it all the time, not just about me, but you know, friends, family, different people that we know, and it's still some of us had learned different things. Like I got friends and cousins and stuff that they had no problem getting a woman, but they sucked getting in relationships, or they dealing with their own past, or own demons, or whatever the case may be. So it's like we had these conversations, and it's like the first, even in Arthur, in that response, like we want to immediately protect our mom because we don't want to, like, really, we don't want to falter her on that because that's all we got for real. And I, shout out to Mama Killzone, because that's all we really got. That's the person that we really like. Outside of her is that many people that really got our back, to where if we hit rock bottom or we got to start over, like, so you don't want, it's almost like you can't say nothing about it. But it's like being old, and like my mom was like, "Yo, whatever I did or didn't do, I apologize." So it's like I don't, me and mom, we get along now better than ever because we've been able to have an understanding. Now everybody else, it is what it is. But I'm grateful for having a mom that I had, because she taught me everything, that as far as what to be and what not to be. But it was still, like I said, things that needed to be learned and need to be said that she could teach me, and she even say that, But I don't think it's a damnation. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a damnation, or it's a thing that we need to put them down on. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's a thing that men that come from that need to embrace, and then they need to carve their own identity. That's the beautiful thing about being a man from a single parent home, because it's almost like you starting your family, you start your legacy. You starting your legacy, like your legacy begins with you, because you get to decide. Okay, this is who I'm gonna marry. We gonna be together. We gonna fight for. We gonna stay together. We gonna work on it. We gonna fight for. We gonna raise these kids, and then our kids are gonna be better because they, especially if somebody else then been through that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I said about having kids. Like if you'd have been through it, I'd have been through it. We able to work it out and get through what we need to get through. We might bump our heads. We might walk away from each other, split apart, whatever. But if we able to get there, then I hope I ain't being too long winded with my
You
answer.
are.
I'm trying to work on that, y'all. Like man, you know, I even take a
Yeah,
break
you
at the
are.
live stream, but
But
yeah.
in a nutshell, we get it. But how I feel like generational curses, like I said, it's just about you have to heal. And a lot of people, they don't heal. A lot of people just hop from relationship to relationship to relationship because they searching for that. They trying to avoid that emptiness that they feel, not realizing that it stems from your childhood trauma. Whatever happened, majority of the time, is something that's dealing with your past that is really need you to heal, and you need to fix, and you need to address within yourself. But you can't rely on other people to do that for you. People are not responsible for innocent people are not responsible for your pain. That's all I'm saying with generational curses. But yeah. Um you
Hmm.
you want to go to friend tied and family ties to relationship?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna be real short with this. don't let your people be in your relationship business. It's okay
Why
to get
not, Killzone?
because
Why
you because 9 times out of 10 you gonna already because I know this from a myriad of different ways or sources. Like one, you don't let you can't tell your family about somebody that you love or you serious about if y'all having problems because they're gonna always remember that y'all had a problem. Even if y'all get past it or whatever, it's still gonna be
not?
like,
Yeah, it's still in their mind.
yeah, it's still in their mind. So, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want nobody to be hurting your baby or hurting your loved one. So they gonna always your friends you don't want to let them know because they might be sniping for your position. They might be
Well,
jot they
yeah.
be
Well, just like somebody, like a guy was asking me, just random, like, have you ever discussed your sex life with your homegirls? And I said, no. I said, because why would I do that? Why would I tell my homegirls how my man puts it down for them to fantasize or try to get my spot? Like, that's self sabotage. Are you crazy? Like, I would cut a bitch. Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it's just certain things. Well, even with family, because family, they will always ride for you. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be for you. And if somebody's hurting you, they own that person's ass. Period. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's blood. So you just have to be. And I know that you want to vent, and a lot of people, they go to their family because they want to vent about their relationship. They go to their friends because they want to vent. But if that's not in your best interest, if you know the type of people that you're going to be telling this information to, you know how they rock, it's just not in your best interest to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find the outside. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing against going to a therapist. I'm like, when we was talking about marriage, I was like, I still want to continue premarital counseling through my marriage, just to make sure we straight, just to make sure we solid, because ultimately sometimes it takes outside influences, positive outside influences, to give you a gain in perspective. So for your relationship, you still want to continue those outlets, but just it with different people. I just wouldn't discuss my relationship with people that I know,
Exactly.
unless I know they have the best intentions for us, not for me,
But
for
for us,
us.
yeah. And then too,
Exactly.
you gotta be able to you gotta be able to keep it all the way funky. And then too, I just go to God now. Like it's just you know what I'm saying? I just go to God with it and I pray on
Yeah.
it
I mean,
and
that's the best solution, because who
because
gonna give you the better answer?
exactly. And then you gotta go and really talk and have a conversation. And like I said, if you feel like there's no resolution, then you gotta leave and let that person come to grips with, what they doing to because if they really love you, as long as they not ask you to hurt yourself or like
Right.
really disrespect yourself or like really you know what I'm saying? Like if they asking for respect, if they asking for love or more attention or something like that, and if you got kids, ladies and gentlemen, if you just all really all you not their daddy or their mama, all you
Right.
asking for is respect, and not even just for you, but for them. You know what I'm saying? Just across the board then you got to ask yourself, what are you? I was just watching. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Like he was asking this group of ladies in uh uh the clubhouse. He
Mm.
was asking this group of ladies. I gotta invite you on there too. Shout out to my boy AB Fraser. He Kid Cap. He just invited me on, so I'm gonna invite you on so we can hear all
Okay.
this crazy. So next
Yeah,
time
I
you
heard about Clubhouse. Oh Lord.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Next time your boy going in, you can hear the whole conversation. And well, we ain't gonna talk
How
about that.
you going? How
But
you gonna just do that in the middle of the? You see what I
anyway,
deal with,
I be trying to make her laugh. That's all it is. But anyway,
y'all?
the
No.
point I'm saying is this though. What I'm saying is this. Like he was telling the young lady that what he was asking the lady, these girls is like women is 30, 35 and up. what are y'all willing to sacrifice? Like you want everything, but what are
Right.
you willing to sacrifice for that? Are you willing to sacrifice, moving somewhere else? You know, getting your weight together. Like, are you willing? If your kids, you know what I'm saying, are you gonna
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna let him be a father all the way, or you gonna send them to
Mm.
their daddy? Like, or what are you willing to sacrifice for your relationship to work or your marriage to work? Because the men got to sacrifice everything. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like now because and I can't blame that on.
Okay, okay. What you mean men sacrifice everything? Hold on.
I feel
What you
like
mean by that?
men sacrifice because you see when it comes to divorce, more women are filing for divorce than men. And then they taking everything. It's almost like all of the love and all of the everything. They taking the kids, the money, the house, the car, like none of the 5 to 10, the 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like just because it ain't even for cheating or nothing like that. I just don't like you no more, so I'm just gonna take everything from you,
Well,
and
that's
we
being
gonna.
spiteful. So that's not that's
No, I
spite.
mean
That's
it's
a
something
different
that
type of element.
I don't even think it's spiteful. It's just women that just wake up because, and that's what men
That's
are.
vindictive and spiteful. That's because what you if he a good father, why would you take the kids? Come on now. You just want to be spiteful.
But
That's spite.
I've seen. I ain't even saying for spite. I'm just saying just out
But
of
you said
just
you wouldn't even say it was spite, and that's
no because
spite.
seen, I've seen, I've seen women just get up, wake up, change their mind, and start being out of pocket. And I mean, I've seen men do it too, but I see men now,
But that
especially.
stems from. But see, ain't nobody just wake up and just go out of they. No, it was something that's boiling over, something that
Mhm.
they swept underneath the rug that never got addressed, and they let that shit boil over, and it spilled out, and now we got to deal with this hurricane. That's what that is. It's unresolved conflict, unresolved issues. Especially for the ones who are really doormats. The doormats, y'all think that is good now, but eventually that's gonna get old,
Mhm. And then,
you know. With any
hey,
nationality, because they always say white people, but white women they inside too. Don't get it twisted.
oh yeah, they invented this, so it's like they invented the divorce you would take you. But I mean, I ain't gonna say they invented it.
Right.
I that's a conversation for another time. When we was talking about finances the last time, I meant to talk about that, which I feel like divorce. Like I feel like there should be no divorce payments or no alimony, and it shouldn't be no child support because it
So
should
you
be
believe like you should come in what you left with, basically.
yeah because I look
Well,
at it like
that's what
this.
prenups are for.
Yeah, because I feel like if we coming together and you got your own, I got my own, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or even if we work to build something together, I feel like if we both are separating, we need to be separating on good terms and we need to be separating in the position to where we both can grow and move on. And then maybe if it's meant to be for us to get back together. But if we just, I got this, I did this, you did that, you did this, it's almost like did we get married because we was trying to come up, or did we get married because we love each other? And if the love is not gone, the respect needs to be there. If even if the love is gone, so it's like that's where I feel like, and it was designed because women back in the day didn't have rights. Y'all couldn't work. It was a different world. But now
Right.
women make it just as much, and it's sometimes more than men. So I feel like in this day and age, we need to get rid of. If you've been married, I feel like it should be no alimony, and it should be no child support. And I really feel like it should be no child support because both of y'all made the
Wait,
kid.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it should be because some people do not do what they supposed to do, even though
Well,
it is mandatory. What?
I'm gonna say this. I feel like if both parents ain't making sure the kids have, food, shelter, clothing,
Yeah, but some
and,
parents don't. Like some
but I'm
parents,
saying
some men just okay. I got her pregnant and I'm finna go. Like, what do you mean
no, but I feel like both of y'all,
responsibility?
both people, both parties, if one or both parties ain't doing what they supposed to do, they take the child away, and then y'all got to go to jail or y'all got to do community service and pay a fine, and then if y'all don't, then y'all go to jail, and lose your child forever, and that's just how it is. You can't get them back. You brought them in this world. You really didn't want them. That would curve. I guarantee you, if they brought that out, that would curve a lot of unplanned pregnancies. If they said, if you not finna take care of this child,
No, that's not necessarily true because a lot of unplanned pregnancies, let's be technical, it stems from rape too. So I
well,
mean,
I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that. That
okay,
that
you're
I'm
not
not
talking
talking
about
about that.
that,
I'm
but
talking about
okay,
I'm getting that
okay. What's
just
all the
like that.
you ain't in church, boy?
No, I'm saying I'm getting that on the regular.
What
We
is that?
raw.
Oh
That
Lord,
that that that's the
Jesus,
booty clapper sound. But
no. What?
that you know, but I'm saying you,
What?
you don't be watching O'Shea, so you don't know about the booty clapper sound.
No.
But my point is that if I'm just getting in on the regular, we raw, we together or whatever, we just messing around, and it's just we busting it wide open. I'm busting that wide open on a regular basis. You letting me bust it wide open on a regular basis. There is an agreement that we both doing, and if this was how this child was conceived, and you know what I'm saying, it's been proven that this is how this child is conceived, and y'all not
How
taking
you gonna?
care.
What you gonna do? Document after you fuck? Like, okay, Thursday at 9:57 we fuck.
Because if
But
you've been pregnant, because I'm gonna say it like this: if you've been pregnant, you and this person been dating or whatever, and then okay, we gonna do the DNA test, and we gonna do a rape kit, and we gonna do all of these different things, and you because what happened is women will be like rape, rape, because at that point you're not gonna have the person. That person is gonna go to jail. He's
you are
not
so
going to.
petty. I
I'm
swear to
just saying.
God.
I'm just saying that person gonna go to jail. You're not gonna get on child support from him, no way, because they not finna make a. They don't do that. They put them in child protective services till you able to get them out and all of that. So it's a whole different line to think. So it's like most of the time you just been, you know what I'm saying. It just was just been going on. So,
How do y'all deal with this man? Anyway, how
but I'm just
how
saying
how do
you
y'all deal with this man?
you lock both. You
Leave a
lock
comment and I'm gonna read it. How do y'all deal with this man?
y'all lock you lock both of you lock both of the parents up. You put the child in DCFS, and then that's what it is. But I feel like that would curve a lot of because they know, shoot, I'm gonna go to jail if I hit this, or let me go get a condom, or let me go get a plan B,
Wait.
or let me
So
make
you gonna go to jail after you don't clap them cheeks, basically, for not protecting yourself from having a child?
because I'm saying because that's the only way
Because he's John. He's not that funny. Trust me.
because because that's the only way that you gonna curve unplanned pregnancy. It's like, look, this is what they doing. You need to show it in schools. Like, oh, so you finna have this? You can have a baby. It's life is gonna be hard. No, you gonna go to jail. Like you and him going to
That's
jail.
too harsh. Like you know how
Oh,
many
that's what I
prisons
used
are
to.
overflowed now.
They used to, but
You gotta think. That's
but you know
just
what's
too
too harsh
fucking harsh.
in the
That's too
Middle East.
harsh.
If you have a child out of wedlock, they cut the they
They
kill
cut
the
your dick
baby.
off.
Yeah, they do that. They cut her head off and hang her and do all of that extra stuff, and that's how they get down because you know what I'm saying. They don't play that. You dying, the baby dying, and the woman dying because there's sacrilegious. There's there's what's the word sacrilegious. It's against the code. It's against the religion and everything else like that. And if you commit adultery, meaning you cheating on somebody with somebody, they gonna do it in front of everybody. So I feel like that's lenient. That if you doing, you know what I'm saying.
But that's not that country though.
But I'm saying, but I'm
But
just
this
saying
is
the reason,
America where we have freedom.
but you know
But
what
see, you
but
want to
that
create a law. You want to go to the House of the Senate and say, if they don't protect themselves, they should be. That's just too harsh,
because
Lizzo.
no,
And
I'm saying, but I'm saying
a
if you
lot
did
of
it,
people are gonna be like, "What? No."
but I'm saying people having kids and can't take care of them, and the kids because nobody's thinking about the kids though. That's the thing. Nobody's thinking about the kid that's going to grow up without one or both of his parents because y'all was just in there. Oh, I got the
Okay,
baby.
okay. You
Like,
don't have to do all of that.
you know what I'm
You ain't got
saying?
to do all that.
Like, I'm just saying, like, that's what happens, and that's what ends up. That's what happens because we just negligent most of the time, and sometimes it could be in a relationship, but it's like you got it'll make people think, oh, I don't have my life together. I don't have the bare necessities. I don't have a car. I don't have a place. I don't have this, and this. And people out of high school is just they going in
I
like
mean,
we just
I'm just like I said, I'm a product of teenage parenthood, and like, no, I didn't have my parents, even though they alive and they doing what they do. I couldn't imagine still. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these are still people that made you. So I can't see them being. Thank you. He does do too much. Thank you. Anyway, um, I just can't see us like, I'm seeing my mother or my father behind the glass because of one irresponsible night. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I have been irresponsible. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have too. You have probably been unresponsible. We not perfect, but I don't feel like we should be crucified because of one night. You know what I'm saying? I get that what you saying, that people should be taking care of their kids. And yes, you should think about the consequences. To every action, there is a consequence. That's life. That's period. But I feel like with the right training, I feel like there should be more parenting classes available for minorities to handle their children properly. And it should be mandatory. I feel like that should be a mandatory thing because there's a lot of people killing their infant babies because of postpartum depression because they can't handle their children. So I do feel like if you get pregnant, maybe you do need a class or two to really know how to, take care of your children properly. Now that's just on my behalf. I don't feel like you should go to jail, but there should be a class.
I feel like we need to. Only reason why I say that is because it still keep on happening. Like condoms, I don't know what it is, but with
Some
guys
people
going,
break condoms, kills on. And
I
what, you gonna keep
mean,
on
yeah,
wasting money?
yeah,
You gonna
but
keep
it's
wasting
low.
money?
But what I
You keep
learned,
breaking condoms and shit, you gonna keep wasting money? Let's be
you
real.
find the right
And
one
then
and
wait a
you
minute,
learn
you in
how to
that
put it
moment,
on.
you way in that moment talking about, hold on, let me get a condom. You not thinking like most people are not thinking like that. You in that moment, hey, it's like Boosie said in that Vlad interview. He's talking about people in Baton Rouge. They go raw. Them people. They go raw. They just, and by the time they 21, they got 8 kids. Now, I'm not saying that that's right, and not saying that that's not irresponsible, but in that moment, you don't think.
Well, that
You
hey,
don't think, but I
I,
do feel like people do need parenting classes if you're going to have children in this world and you're gonna give birth. It should be mandatory, just like they get that WIC. They need to be offering them classes right along with that WIC. That's
mm,
just my personal thing.
I
But
just feel like it need to be like a scary straight for having kids, and like everybody in high
what you
school
want to do?
needs to
Go
go.
to the maternity ward and just what? Stay there?
Like no, you get to go. What you call them? What's up, Kosai?
Thank
Kawasi.
you,
Yeah, like
Quasi.
Quasi. What's up? Um, Quasi. Let me get it right. Welcome to the
You're
channel,
right. Get
bro.
it right,
Uh,
Quasi.
yeah. So even though with it being a heated, but it need to be like a scare straight for like people that's in high school. Like you going to like the most Section 8 trap house.
What?
Like
So you using the project as an experiment?
you go in there and you see that the
What?
house is all trashed and it's all destroyed and dilapidated and it's all these kids just in there crying and just
What?
like you ain't got no job, you ain't got
You
this
act
and
like
this.
you ain't
So
got
you
family members that can show you that shit.
no, I'm talking about go somewhere where it's really, really messed up, where ain't no family, ain't no
So
you
you
that
want
had
them to go to Baden or go to the west side or the east side and just sit there and look at it.
yeah, man, and be like, look,
Jesus.
I had this baby at my first baby at 16, and then I got on like didn't need to be a dude that got locked up for not paying child support and in there, in there, like just in there, locked up
Oh my
behind
God.
bars. Then you need to see, okay, well, this kid, my baby, got thrown out. Well, this my grandbaby, and he got thrown out of a 2-story window and broke his neck, and then we saved him, and he got to wear
What
a
kind
helmet.
of people
Like
are you? What?
I'm just saying, like it need to be something just the most
I'm gonna
out
need you to
there.
stop watching the news
I'm just
for a
saying
second.
it need to, but I'm saying for high because like you said, being in the heat in that moment, you can't control yourself to be like, oh,
Yeah,
let me throw
those
it.
hormones be off the chain. They really do. But
Mm. But you got to be able to be like, hold up, stop, wait, whoa, whoa, and I feel like
who
men
really gonna be like, wait, stop?
not wait, stop. It's really a one fluid motion. Like you grabbed it, you get it out the back pocket or whatever pocket that you got it in. You should be able to open that up just like a what's it called?
What the hell
Be
wrong with
like
this man?
and then bow. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't no Power Rangers expert. Like
No,
what?
it's no. If you know what you're doing, it's gonna be one fluid motion. You're gonna be like shoot, 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 man. Like you know what I'm saying? And if you
I
feel,
see why Killzone ain't got his own baby yet. Now we understand why.
you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying, even if you being in the heat
we
of the moment,
we
because
understand.
you gotta be
Yeah.
able, like you gotta be able to think. $8 for a box of Trojans or lifestyles at Walmart is better than $800 or more potentially in child support. You gotta. I was so glad when 21 Savage said hit him with no condom, made her get a plan B. Because then everybody start learning about Plan B, and then we start having a real discussion about it. Like women start having a conversation about it, men start having, like class was like, oh, I didn't even know about the plan. Like you know how Fly's country self is. Like
Lord Jesus.
he was just like, you mean I could do this and do this and then take that? And, oh my God, I'm
Plies is a fucking idiot anyway.
like he didn't know, and then he put everybody onto it. So you think how huge his fan base is? Like a lot of, I would say, pregnancies. I see pregnancies are going down. Teen pregnancies are going down.
Mm-hmm.
Unplanned pregnancies are going down because
Mm-hmm.
there's more
But you know
people.
what they said, and they said this on the news. They said millennials are not having babies like they used to, like back in the olden days. And I said millennials are starting to get smart because we not just raising everybody kids. It's just
Yeah,
not happening.
and I
And
want to
it's
be
like shit. And then it's
married.
like the cost of living is so expensive now. You be
Yeah,
like, shit.
I want to be married and know that because when I get married, that's it. Ain't no,
And she, Lord Jesus, bless her soul,
that's,
whoever he
that's it.
marry.
That's it. Because I want to see.
I'ma pray
I,
for her.
I'm gonna see, you know what I'm saying? I want to see me getting up with my white beat on and my basketball shorts, walking around the house. I want to see me hugging on and kissing on their mama and being like, oh my bad, y'all. We didn't think y'all was down there. Then picking them up and hugging and kissing them and holding them and walking around the house, and that be an everyday occurrence. So they see that. Like whoever that I'm with, I want them to see that. I want us to be sitting on the couch and then we both pass out. My little son and me and my little daughter, and my little daughter biting on my nose and my cheeks, and I get on the screen. I'll be like, "What the hell happened to y'all?" Look,
And you gonna have some white kids. You talking about biting. Wait a minute here.
no, I
Mm-mm.
didn't. My niece,
Anyway.
shout out to my niece, my niece Corey the Great. She just graduated cum laude. She's a teacher. She used to bite on my
Congratulations,
nose,
Grad.
or used to scratch me all. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. You don't do your mom and
Well,
daddy
you was
like
like a,
this.
as big as you a chew toy to somebody. Anyway.
I mean, for real. Bite you
Use her
against
personal
slob.
chew toy.
I'm like, hey man, you need to call anyway. But
Anyway.
yeah, but like I said, like I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had, and it needs to be a thing where when we deal with generational curses and we dealing with family, like that's another thing too, is you had kids now, we got to get along almost like your mom, because I know so many people that the baby mama and the mama don't get along, the daddy and the baby
That's
daddy don't
true.
get along, like
Well,
you know
that's
what I'm saying.
because, and wait a minute, that's because your child. went through the house and started running their mouth about you too, because your parents don't know no more than what you don't told. So you don't say something. You said something, and now look, now the relationship is damaged because you can't keep your mouth closed.
Mhm.
So who you got to blame for that?
Mhm. Yep.
And
Cause you
wonder why
go.
you can't, why your parents don't like this person. You should never got that person pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just. But anyway.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I feel like we talked about a lot of generational curses in the family. I feel
Mhm.
like we need to like bring something positive or whatever. I do feel like if you get with somebody, and I said this to Deja off air, 'cause we was having our little meeting, and I was
Mhm.
saying like, when you get with somebody, and whether y'all stay together or y'all break apart, or y'all if y'all come together, come back together after y'all done healed, or y'all working on yourselves, and y'all being honest and be able to look that person in the eye and be like, I love you, and y'all reciprocate that, y'all actually are able to have long, lengthy, in-depth, honest conversations. I feel like people need to start salvaging their relationships too. I feel like we just so easy to be like, up to the next one. Okay,
Well,
I'm going.
if it's worth going back to, if
Yeah.
it's worth fixing, fix it.
Now I ain't
If
talking
it's
about
worth
you didn't.
fixing.
I ain't talking about she didn't shot you upside the head, or threw your PS
No,
Five
no,
out the
not nothing severe.
window.
But if it's like petty shit that you feel like you can get through, and both of y'all mature enough, because a lot of that accountability goes with maturity. You have to be able to be mature enough to own your shit, and not for that person, but for you. It's just for you. It's for your closure.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
So
But what?
no, no, you got you the cat. I keep telling you, you the captain
Yeah,
of the
I wasn't
ship.
the captain of the ship. Killzone always talks extended longer than me, so
Look,
I am not the
I'm working
captain
on.
of this ship.
You are the captain of the
I
ship, and
am. I feel like I am the club promoter.
hmm.
But anyway, we are gonna be taking a break, you guys, because holiday season is coming up, and we want to give everybody a chance to enjoy the holiday. So, happy holidays from my family to yours. I hope you guys stay blessed, stay peaceful. Um,
Hmm.
May you get everything you want to get on Christmas Day. If you're gonna bless somebody, bless people, help out with family, etc., or just random people you don't know. Pay for somebody
Hmm.
groceries. Just bless people. You know.
Hmm. Yep.
But
Yeah.
anything you want to say?
I mean, you pretty much said what I was gonna say. I appreciate Deja for coming to me with this idea. We have been talking about this, for some time now, and I actually been begging her to do this, because
What?
I
Yeah,
have been begging you to do it.
fine,
I've been
fine.
begging you to do a lot of things. But
I
anyway,
told y'all how that came about. But anyway,
but yeah, so uh happy holidays, from me and Deja, and our families to y'all's. We will have Beats and Bits tomorrow. Sarah Zaku's gonna be on, and we're gonna take a 2 week break from that. But I'm gonna still be streaming, and y'all gonna see me live
mm-hmm.
from H Town. You know what I'm saying? My C will be back. That's my nephew, and you might see the girls. You might see us watching Wonder Woman, and we won't see no video from Wonder Woman, but it'll be probably me and my granny watching Wonder Woman 84 to get. We
Yeah.
might do a
Uh,
double feature.
Oh, and follow me on IG at Deja Daija VU26.
And on
Yeah,
YouTube. I'm gonna put her link in the chat one more again, and then it'll
right.
be in the description. So that's her YouTube channel right there, and then I'm gonna put her Instagram in here. Y'all go follow her.
Do
Uh,
that.
don't
And
be
we
in
can
no.
talk off the air too. You wanna, yeah, talk without kill zone. We can do that too. Cause
Yeah, no.
he's an interrupter. Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all don't, and then
I'm just playing.
don't be in her DM doing nothing nasty because she will expose you and put you on blast. You
That's a
will get
lie.
you
That's a
will get
lie.
she gonna
That's a
expose,
lie,
but
y'all.
she gonna
That's a
block you.
lie.
She gonna block you if you get
I'm
coming
not
on.
gonna block you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know
I'm
what
just
she
gonna
gonna do.
laugh. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete it, and yeah, I would never be open.
So, um, yeah, we appreciate y'all, everybody, for coming. We had this much jumping. Shout out to John, Kawasi. Is Kawasi?
Who? Oh,
Yeah. Um,
I couldn't even see him. Hi,
Pyro,
John.
everybody that came through, Arthur, everybody that came through. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all.
Breezy, if you watch this, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Well, don't do that because
No.
he had some family stuff to take
Okay,
care of.
okay. My apologies, Breezy, but I
And,
want you on the next
and,
episode.
and we were supposed to have a guest on there on
Oh
here.
yes,
So
Cobe. I'm gonna beat your ass too, cause but you know what? They both have valid explanations, but they are definitely gonna do it next time. I know them, so
that's gonna
they're
be
gonna do
hell.
it next time.
I'm gonna get my.
Straight up.
I had a bottle of. I was so mad. I was mad when you told me. I said, "Dang, he Breezy ain't gonna be on me." I had a whole bottle of Absolute ready to go that my grandmama gave. I had it
Because
ready.
you was ready for the tea.
I had, I had no. I just knew I was gonna be. I ain't even about the tea because the tea is gonna come later on. If me and her had,
That's
we
gonna
gonna
be an explosion. Yeah,
we gonna wrangle it in. If we had a guest on here, if y'all come on here tripping, we gonna. So tomorrow, I was gonna say too. Tomorrow, I know I got it as a Patreon thing on my Patreon. I just started it. All the cyberpunk stuff is gonna be over there, and I think the Halo stuff. If y'all don't catch it on Twitch, it'll be on here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna open it up for everybody to come on tomorrow because it's the holiday. Because I appreciate each and every one of y'all to be up on that been up on here showing love, being consistent, putting it on social media. Um, and yeah, we gonna be back, y'all. What day is that? January 7th. Mark your
7.
calendars. January 7th at 8 p.m. We will be back. And January 8th, Friday, we will be back with Beats and Bits. So this has been Truth Be Told Podcast. Big Killzone, Daija, and we out. Happy holidays, y'all.
Peace.
We out. Peace.